What is the difference between an IEP and a 504 plan? A lot of people mix up IEPs and 504 plans. You might think they're the same thing, but they're actually different. Each one is for different situations. So this video is all about helping you, as a parent, know the difference between the two and know which one is the best fit for your child. So what's the difference between an IEP and a 504 plan? First, let's talk about IEPs. An IEP is a special plan made for kids with disabilities who need extra help to learn in their own way. People like your child's teachers, you as the parent, and other experts make this plan together. The plan lists what kind of help and classes your child needs to do well in school. Now, what about 504 plans? So these are plans for kids with learning challenges who don't need special classes, but do need some help to take part in regular school activities. This plan is also made by people like teachers, parents, and school staff. They talk about what your child needs and list things like extra time on tests or special seats to help your child in school. So in short, IEPs and 504 plans are not the same. IEPs are for kids who need special classes and extra help. And 504 plans are for kids who can be in regular classes but need some help to do their best. But in detail, what are the differences? First and foremost, let's talk about the primary objectives behind these two options. The IEP, or individualized education program, is essentially a personalized educational path for students with specific disabilities. Its goal to go beyond just schooling by actively enabling academic success. On the other hand, a 504 plan is all about equal access. Think of it as making sure every student, regardless of disability, gets a fair shot at education. And now that you know what these two are designed for, what are the services they offer? Well, the IEP is comprehensive. It doesn't just include specialized instruction, but also offers related services like speech therapy and even accommodations like extra time on tests. The 504 plan, though, focuses on accommodations and modifications. So while an IEP might involve one-on-one math tutoring sessions, a 504 plan would more likely rearrange seating so that a student with ADHD, for example, can focus better. So who are those eligible for these two? If you're considering an IEP, it's a bit like entering a restricted area. You need a passcode. That passcode is one of the 13 specific types of disabilities listed under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or short IDEA. But that's not all. This disability has to be a significant obstacle to the student's education, requiring specialized instruction. For a 504 plan, eligibility has a broader scope. Basically, if a student has any impairment that substantially limits daily life activities, like walking, learning, or even breathing, they qualify. And what about documentation? Here, the IEP is a legally binding agreement, almost like a contract that the school district must uphold. A 504 plan, however, is a bit less formal. It's not a legally binding document per se, but schools are still mandated to follow it. Now that you know all this, you might be wondering how often these plans get reviewed. Well, for IEPs, it's mandated to have at least one review annually. It's a bit like a yearly subscription that you can't opt out without a good reason. 504 plans also get looked at yearly, but here the schedule can be a bit more flexible depending on the student's needs. Last but not least, who funds these programs? So for the IEP, there's federal funding involved. Schools receive financial support to help implement the specialized services outlined in the IEP. For 504 plans, however, no extra federal funds are allocated, but schools are required to comply to continue receiving any federal assistance at all. It's important to note that while the funding itself might not be directly tied to 504 plans, the overreaching federal assistance schools receive can influence their decisions. Some schools may be motivated by the continuation of this funding, and this could potentially impact their decision regarding what's right for your child. It's just something to keep in mind. So that's the gist of IEPs and 504 plans, from their purpose and services to eligibility and funding. So here comes the big question. Which plan is right for your child? The right plan for your child will depend on their individual needs. If your child needs specially designed instruction to meet their academic needs, then they will need an IEP. If your child does not need specially designed instruction, but they need accommodations to participate in school, then they may qualify for a 504 plan. If you are unsure which plan is right for your child, you should talk to their teachers, school administrators, and a special education advocate. They can help you understand the requirements of each plan and determine which one is the best fit for your child. The ultimate goal of an IEP is to provide the child with a roadmap for success. This can happen in a regular education classroom, a special education classroom, or a combination of settings. The important thing is that the child is making progress and that their unique needs are being met. For a child with learning struggles, parents can help meet those needs at home. Remember, a parent is a child's first teacher. You as a parent with the right guidance can help your child overcome learning struggles by doing some simple exercises at home. How do you do that? With the Learning Success System, of course. The Learning Success System is an educational therapy program designed to bridge the gap in foundational learning skills, empowering parents to work with their children at home to achieve better academic outcomes. It focuses on things like visual and auditory processing, proprioception, and spatial awareness, among others. By working on these skills, children can overcome specific learning disabilities such as dyslexia, dyscalculia, and dysgraphia, and also become more confident in their abilities. When a child has strong foundational skills, it becomes easier for them to learn and understand new concepts in school. For example, good visual tracking skills can help a child read more efficiently, while strong auditory memory skills can make it easier to follow spoken instructions. By building up these skills using the Learning Success System, you can help your child become more successful in school and better equipped to handle academic challenges. It's worth noting that not all schools are capable of providing everything a child needs. While homeschooling might be an option for some, it's not feasible for everyone. Regardless, parents can still fill in the missing pieces at home using very simple exercises from the Learning Success System. And to learn more about IEPs, watch our full playlist that goes into depth on IEPs. We cover the subject deeply so you can be a fully informed parent. You can get that playlist right here